Hello, everyone. Laura Freeman here with Art Oddity. And today we have a very special guest. Our August spotlight artist is Nila Jane Autry. So, Nila Jane is a wife, mother, and grandmother first, but really close second is her passion for art. She spends time daily pursuing her artistic goals. She chose oil painting as her major focus and has evolved into a fabulous floral artist. Most of her florals are found outside in their natural environment, and she also loves to paint on location, which is called plein air. And she also loves to teach and host painting classes in her home. And we are very excited to have her as our August Spotlight artist and teaching a workshop for us coming up on August 9th and 10th. So, Nyla Jane, thank you for being here. And I would love to hear more about you. Like, tell us more about yourself and how you got into art.
Well, I'm the oldest of 10 kids. And my dad was a brick mason, and I used to go to work with him and lay brick and rock and stone, and I had a lot of fun with that. But I considered him an artist because he could do the coolest things. He's actually built a lot of $1 million homes. Didn't get paid very much for them, but he's built a lot of $1 million homes and done some beautiful pattern work and stuff with rock. And I didn't know I was an artist until I quit the violin in 8th grade. My dad was also a music teacher. And so all us kids, played some instrument. So I chose the violin, and in 8th grade, I was first chair. I was doing really good. I had private lessons, and I was practicing. But my friends made fun of me for carrying that violin through the halls, called it my casket. And just. And I had that one mean girlfriend that was the one I hung out with all the time. And then I didn't later, but and she really made fun of me for playing it. So I caved into peer pressure and quit the violin. Well, I don't think I'd be an artist today if I hadn't quit, because I do and still love music. But I took that first art class as a junior in high school. And, the teacher wasn't particularly encouraging or fabulous teacher, like some are, but he gave me tools. He gave me the grid X pattern. Well, I kind of adapted a little bit through my teaching career, but he gave me the tools that an artist needs. I have the same misconception that so many people out there in the public have, that an artist is born with the talent and they just can paint. I didn't know artists measured. I had no idea. I had no idea how you created a piece of art. I did love looking at it, though. Excuse me. So he gave me the tools, and I started drawing, sat right next to that best mean girlfriend, and wanted him to make his eating chart so I didn't have to sit by her, but he never did. So as intimidated as I was, I just decided, I'm just going to do this, and I'm going to ignore her. I want to learn how to do this. This looks fun. And I locked into that class and loved it, and I've been an artist ever since. It was like there was no question what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to teach. I got that from my dad. But now I knew I was going to teach art. And I went off to college and declared my major as art, having only had 2 classes. And I knew I was way behind some of those other kids. I'd see their art and go, oh my gosh, what are they doing? That's so cool. But I stayed with it, took a lot of workshops, taught high school, junior high and high school, mostly high school art for 30 years. And if I wanted to learn something new, I just figured it out, and I just do the art right with them and learned a ton. So my teaching career was also my art teaching me. It was wonderful.
Awesome. I love to hear that. And I love that you were an art teacher for so long. I think that's incredible, and something that we share. I was a teacher too, but not for as long as you taught. You taught for 30 years, right?
Yeah.
That's amazing. And I'm sure that was just such a joy to be able to bring that love of art to students.
It
That
was.
was something that I felt. Yes.
The best of both worlds, I feel, is what I've got. I got to teach art for 30 years, and in the process learned a ton. And now I get to do art full time. And it's just, yeah, best of both worlds, for sure.
So So, how has art impacted your life? I know you told us about the teaching and
Uh,
growing up.
um, it's impacted my life from the day started taking that class and realized that you can learn how to do art. That was such a big revelation for me that people can learn to do art. And
Yes.
so I went off to college, and like I said before, I taught art in the public school systems for 30 years. I'm now retired, and I'm enjoying building my business. I'm busier than I have ever been because I have so many things I want to do with my art. And I have so many paintings I'm always in the middle of. And you can see behind me, see Van Gogh's Starry Night?
Yes.
Yes, and I got a whole wall of copies of masters that I did with my students. I feel and still feel today that that is an excellent way to learn things because the masters have already solved uh, the composition problems, the color problems, an awful lot of things. So my beginning students, that was one of their first assignments. I taught them how to do the grid pattern, and then we would pick and choose and copy a master. And then we'd have a big art show for the
Awesome.
public, and it was really, really fun because the public could
Yeah.
come and go, oh, these are beginning students. Well, yeah, they didn't have to solve all the problems at first. Somebody helped them with that. So it was really fun. So I've done lots of copies of masters, and I have my favorites. Van Gogh is a favorite, and all the popular ones, because that's what you teach when you're teaching junior high and high school, is the ones everybody already knows, so that when they go off to college or to art classes without me as a foundation, oh, I know who Van Gogh is. Oh, I know who George O'Keeffe is. They know the big ones that everybody thinks they should know when they go off to college. Because I certainly didn't know any of them when I went to college.
Yeah.
I didn't have a clue. So it was fun. So yeah, art has definitely impacted everything about my life. About halfway through my teaching career, I started taking marketing classes. And I think I might be a slow learner, but I taught marketing to my kids too, at least an overview of it, so that if they wanted to be professional artists, they could. And I do have several students now that I'm in contact with that are professional artists. And so that's really rewarding. That's
Yes,
really
absolutely.
rewarding. Yeah.
Fantastic. So, what words of wisdom would you like to share with new or aspiring artists?
Well, one thing I've always wished is that I'd have taken a couple of business classes and taken my math classes seriously, because there is math in art.
Mhm.
Those have been some struggles, but seriously, um, I think everyone should realize that if they want to be an artist, they can. Just like if I wanted to be a mathematician, I could. I just have to take the right classes and learn the right stuff. I didn't choose math, I chose art. um, and I think that we need to realize that there are teachers for us everywhere. When we're ready for a teacher, we're able to find a teacher. They're there. There's great people out there that really want to share what they know and love to share it. And there, as well as I do, that there's a ton of stuff on YouTube. You want to learn
Mhm.
how to shade? Just look it up on YouTube. There's just many, many options. There's no excuse not to learn what you're passionate about. You can do it. But I think the most important thing is to follow your dreams and know that there's people out there to support you. Even if your family doesn't, even if your friends make fun of you, or whatever the challenge is, if you have enough passion and follow your dreams, you can do and accomplish what you want to do. There's just there really are no limits. I mean, you may have some physical challenges, like, maybe you got in an accident and broke your hand or something. There's stuff that gets in your way, but if you dream big enough, um, you push it out of the way and make it happen anyway.
I love that. Absolutely. Great advice. And so, you're going to be teaching for us in August. Tell us a little bit about your workshop and what it's going to be.
We are going to learn the grid X pattern. We've already filmed the video. Laura's helped me with that. It's really pretty simple. It's simpler than any grid pattern I've ever seen before. And I took the one I learned in high school and simplified it so much from what I did, what I had to do in high school. Simplified it a lot, right down to the fact that it just is. It's intuitive, and I think you'll really love the grid X pattern. Um, Most artists even professional artists will admit that drawing is the hardest part of art. Drawing accurately is the hardest part of art. And so, especially for my beginners, I would teach them the grid X pattern. We would we would transfer that to a canvas, and we've done that video for you too, so that you know how to transfer it to your canvas. Then you don't have grid lines all over your painting surface. You're not drawing directly on the painting surface. We're going to teach you how to draw on a piece of paper and fix all your problems before you put it on the canvas. And then once on the canvas, it's kind of like coloring book fun. It's like the party starts and you just get to paint. And so we'll have a ton of fun. Of course, there's color theory and shading and all that other fun stuff that we learn along the way. But, you know, I assume most of the artists that join me will be probably intermediate. I don't know. But beginners can do it too. I did it in 7th grade. I did it all the way to 12th grade. I did some college level. And now I teach in my home. And a lot of those people who come to my classes, I taught their students and they want to come see. They want to try too. So that's kind of fun. We have a lot of fun.
Yes. So those 2 videos that we created, they're the 2 steps to gridding the drawing, the photograph, and then transferring it over to the canvas or whatever surface will be painted on. And so we've got a surprise. Those are going to be available to everybody. They are out on YouTube, and I will put that link up in the comments in just a little bit. So you all can go watch that and learn Nila Jane's Grid X and how she gets her surface prepared for painting. And then the actual workshop will be the painting part of it, which will be in the Art Odyssey membership. So I will also give that link for anybody that wants to sign up and learn to paint from Nila Jane. We will be basically finishing what we start with the Grid X. So the Grid X will go over how to grid and how to get your drawing all set up. And it is a floral. It's 2 beautiful tulips. And so you'll see those when you see the Grid X video. And I can't wait to paint them. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I love the bright, beautiful colors. Tell us, what is your favorite painting tool or supply?
Oh my goodness. I love cradled canvas wood. I love to paint on wood. I buy the cradled canvases and I put the gesso on them. I just use another favorite tool is clear gesso. You can do a lot of cool things with clear gesso, and we're going to be using that after we transfer our image to the board or the canvas. You can do it on canvas too, but the clear gesso just seals it so it doesn't bleed up through the oil paint. So that's kind of fun. There's a tool, you'll see me using tools during the workshop where it's kind of like an eraser tool. It's a Kemper tool that they actually created for pottery, but it can lift the oil paint if you make a mistake. And you can pull it back out, and it's kind of like a squeegee. Pull it back out, clean it up, start over. And another favorite tool is tracing paper, because we're going to draw, well, in the video, you're going to draw on hopefully tracing paper. And what happens is you have that image on tracing paper, and as you're painting, I don't know if you've ever noticed this, but when you oil paint, your image tends to grow and get a little bit outside the lines and a little bit more outside the lines. You don't even realize it's happening, and then you're like, why doesn't this look as cool as my drawing? Well, you still got your drawing, and you can lay it right over the top of your painting and see where you messed up and clean it up.
Oh, that is a great idea.
It is a great tool. So there's a lot of fun tools out there. I'd rather buy art supplies than food or clothes. I mean,
but those I know going to the art supply store is the most fun. I love doing it. It's so fun. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, is there anything else that you would like to share? I'm going to hop over to Facebook and start dropping that YouTube link so people can watch your Grid X video. And if you're already a member of Art Odyssey, it is also in the Art Odyssey library. So it's easy to find there. So yeah, let's see, 9th and 10th, August 9th and 10th. So it's about 3 weeks away. And I know that you will be teaching us in oil.
Right.
But could somebody use acrylics and
Oh, absolutely.
the same
I
thing?
all my students, we did acrylic all through the school system, and you can actually use acrylics first and then fix it with oil paints, which was what I do. A
Okay,
lot. I won't be for this workshop. We'll go straight to oil, but
right.
the students need to make sure that they have watched the GridX video and come prepared, because we're going to get right into painting. We're not going to have time to draw and transfer.
Yes,
So got some
absolutely.
homework from your school teacher.
Yes, I love that. I need to get my grid X done. I'm excited to try it. Because I have not tried it yet, and it's such an interesting and easy technique that
Yeah,
I'm excited to try. And as always, if you have any questions, anybody has questions about the membership, they can reach out to me. If it's a question about Nyla Jane's workshop, you can relay it to me, and I can, be the go-between. And I'm really excited. I'm excited for our August workshop.
I am too. It's gonna be fun.
Yes, yes, absolutely. It's always a good time. I always have fun. Thank you, Nyla Jane, so much for being here today. And I really look forward to this. And I hope you guys enjoy Nyla Jane's Grid X. I know that you guys are going to learn a lot from that. And we will see you guys very, very soon. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.